Technology is evolving, that's a different matter.
Yeah.
See, real science, the fundamental science is physics, all right? What leaps and bounds have you taken in physics in the last 30-40 years?
None that I'm aware of.
Yes, you have not actually, because you have hit a wall. By observation, by objective observation, how far you can go, you have reached there. So today, some of the top scientists are openly saying, we not only do not know, we cannot know with the methodology we are employing. See, right now, everything that you have seen, do you see me right now?
Yes.
Use your finger and point out where I am.
Right there.
You got it all wrong. You know, I'm a mystic from southern India, don't you underestimate this.
Really? No, really? Really? No, really? Really?
This is a spiritual leader who becoming in, who has billions of views, has at least 14 or 15 million followers on YouTube, and you say, why? What's the human spirit that needs and is seeking enlightenment? Because there's so much unhappiness. I have a statistic that they did a research and said that hopefulness and people's view of the world is at the lowest that it's been in the last 25 years.
I don't know why. I can't imagine.
Well,
Things
you're
are
joking.
so good.
You're joking, but it's uncertainty.
No,
there's a
absolutely.
big uncertainty about everything,
Everything.
about AI, about this, about that.
Yeah,
so if you have
change
somebody
and not knowing if we're
who
ready
could
and-
potentially give you answers, and this person,
Or comfort.
Sadhguru, or that was one of the questions I was going to ask him.
Yeah.
Do people come to you for a fix, to change, or just for comfort?
Right.
Because you know my gist, the thing that has always fascinated me, and I always come to you with it, and we always do something around it, is motivational gurus, like the Tony Romses of the world, because my sense was that people go to them, and I may be wrong, because they don't want to do the push-ups, or they can't do the push-ups, or they don't know how to do the push-ups. In other words, I'll go to a seminar, I'll pay, I'll hear something, it'll change my life, without me having to do anything. And that was the premise of Bob Patterson,
Right.
where you played Bob, who was a motivational guru, who in actuality couldn't motivate his family, his
anybody,
kids,
or
anybody, and
himself,
it was fraudulent.
Right.
Because what do those guys know that we don't know?
Right.
So here you have an individual who's resonating with billions of views. So there's a need for it. So today's really is we have somebody who's going to be sitting here talking to us,
Right.
who somehow provides something so necessary for a lot of people.
And one of them is me. I've been talking about Sadhguru for 5 years. I discovered him during the pandemic, when I suddenly had time to sit and flip and see things I hadn't seen. And what's interesting is, he's from India. He's an Indian guru in the classic sense of that. There's something very warm and just sweet.
Well, I'll tell you what it is. There's authenticity. There's
Yes.
Authenticity is what. In
Yeah,
his field,
he is who he is,
you
right?
better be
Yeah.
that, or you're going to be found
And
out.
I remember the first thing that I heard him say was the first video. He said, somebody asked him a question about, I can't even remember, but his answer was, what's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning? And then he started to answer it. He said, you think about everything you have to do today, everything you're going to do. You're probably not going to do it well. How are you going to mess it up? Who's in your way? What's in your way? What won't you get to? What will carry on? What are the consequences if I do it wrong, if I don't get to it? What happened yesterday? That mistake, a mistake from 20 years ago that still plagues me. I didn't do this. I should have done that. That woulda, coulda, shoulda, woulda. He goes, you know what I do when I wake up every day? First thing every day, I smile. Because 5 million people did not wake up today. I did. I get, at least this morning, isn't that worth just a smile of recognition?
And that goes
and
into...
that cut to, where I was right in the right place to hear that and go, why am I not smiling? Yeah, we're in a pandemic, but I have this beautiful home, I have my wife, I have my family, we're healthy. We have been blessed enough to be able to ride this out financially. I'm not worried about that. Why am I not getting up and going, okay, I can smile today?
And for me, because I keep asking you to do these shows about these fraudulent and not fraudulent motivational guys,
Yeah,
who really don't have the answer but present the answer. I mean, what was our book? How to Get to the Top?
No, Bob Patterson's books were I Know More Than You. His sequel was I Still Know More Than You, and the triumphant third book was I'll Always Know More Than You.
More than you. Here's my question for that is, here you are, you successful, I'm successful to a point. I can ask questions. I remember my dad, who didn't have as good a life, lost everything because of the Holocaust, whatever, and said to me, he did a job he didn't like necessarily, but he did. He said, I'm doing all of this so that you have choices. So when you talk about getting up and smiling and saying happy and all this, starving people don't ask questions.
Right.
So I always wonder about that part of the world. The
It is-
entire
it is-
rest of the
reflection is
world.
the lu- is a luxury.
How does
That's
that?
right.
How does that appear here? How do we
Right.
do that? And I know he does a lot of good work. So I'm fascinated. But I'm a cynic, and not a negative. I'm a cynic.
Right.
One of the things that he said was, you want your enemies to die. You hate them. You think about them. You're not giving them the poison. You're taking the poison.
Right.
And we realized that when we had the
We
guy
had
from the Forgiveness
Institute of
Institute.
Forgiveness, that's
when
right.
you forgive, you stop taking the poison.
Right.
You're not going to get them to take the poison.
Right. They're not having trouble. You're having. The truth of this is, I follow him on Instagram. I have for years, and I got a message on Instagram from his team saying he's going to be in Los Angeles and he'd love to meet you. And I went,
How great is that?
What? Why?
Probably because
How does he even?
he's a fan.
Well, that will be fascinating. So,
Oh, my.
ladies and gentlemen.
No, I'm kidding. He doesn't know.
Yeah,
Doesn't know who I am when I
he
come
goes,
in.
I'm not interested in you. I'm trying to get to Peter Tilton. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, let us meet a gentleman who, in some ways, has been a spiritual guide for little me, Sadhguru. Sadhguru, welcome. I've learned.
Namaskaram.
And by the way, from watching you, I know you have a very funny thing where you go, people try to do this and they're all wonky. They do that, they do this, they do that, they do that.
It's this.
I have practiced.
This is called Namaskar Yoga. It's a kind of yoga that if you put both your palms together, just wait there for 2 to 3 minutes, you will see it'll become very easy to be inward. Because this is the way neurological system is made. You just hold it like this, wait for 2-3 minutes. You will see there is a certain sense of calm because your focus is turning from outside to inside.
You know, we just joked, and I'm not sure that we were recording, we just joked about you created a 7-minute meditation practice, and then we were joking about, for other people that go, 7 minutes, oh my gosh.
You wanted
have
a 0 minute, 0 minute meditation.
Right. But seriously, I mean, even the notion for many people, and you must meet them all the time, to allow this, what you just talked about, for 2 to 3 minutes, for them is an eternity. It seems to me, as I watch you, and I know I have not done inner engineering, and I'm fascinated by it, and I want to talk about it, and your other practices that you offer people. But I have learned so much in the 5 years that I've just been watching your social media clips, and you have been incredibly impactful in my life in what would seem like small ways that blossom into more profound ways. But you must, I'm assuming that you experience every human emotion that we feel, even though you deal with them better than most people. But are you concerned or frustrated by the fact that the world seems challenged to take 2 minutes to turn inward? Why is this? Why is it worse than it's ever been? Do you have an understanding of why it's happening, or a prescription for how to start to change it?
So, let me tell you a little bit of background to
Sure.
this. This is 1982, I'm just 25 years of age, and I'm already nearly 5 years into business, and I've multiplied into nearly half a dozen businesses. Successful by those days' standards in a small town, like I'm super successful. So everybody's clapping their hands and you're young and doing well. Life is good, as it should be. So when everything is going the way you want, in many ways, slowly you start thinking the world, the planet, not revolving around the sun, it's revolving around you, kind of. At least in your experience, it's like. In everybody's experience, it's so, but when life pricks them, life bumps them a little bit, knocks them down a little bit, they understand something else is rotating faster than them. When everything is working the way you want, you are the center of the thing. Not that I'm arrogant or something, but a bit cocky, I would say, because I'm entering into businesses that I know nothing about and I'm successful wherever I put my hands. So people are thinking you're something. This is not like today's Musk kind of success in trillions of dollars, we're not talking those things. But for a given situation, it's always… success is always in terms of your context. So in that context, yes. So one afternoon, when I have nothing much to do, as this was the culture of the town, I don't know if you've heard of Mysore. You never been to India?
I have not.
Oh, you not started life yet then.
I'm sure that's true.
It is the most colorful country in the world. Well, it may… for a new person it may feel chaotic, but we are like a swarm of bees. We seem to be going in all different directions, but we are going one way. Just we give that feeling to everybody. So, on an afternoon when I have an hour and a half break, so I just ride up this little hill called… this town is called Mysore, there's a small hill called Chamandi Hill. So I ride up this because it was part of our lives. Since we are kids, if we want to camp, if we want to trek, we go up Chamandi Hill, we want to camp, we go up Chamandi Hill, picnic, we go up Chamandi Hill. As we age, as we became teenagers, party means we go to Chamandi Hill. If you fall in love, you have to go to Chamandi Hill. If you fall out, you have to go to Chamandi Hill. If you have nothing to do, you go to Chamandi Hill. We want to test our motorcycles, we go to Chamandi Hill. If you want to ride up on a bicycle, Chamandi Hill. It was everything. This hill is the tallest place in the town, that was everything in many ways. So I had nothing much to do, so I just rode up Chamandi Hill, and I know this hill very well. I parked and went up to one of my favorite rocks, and big rock, where I sat upon it. I've always been peaceful and happy, that's not been an issue. But I was sitting there and within a few minutes, my eyes are still open, I didn't know which is me, which is not me. What was me was just all over the place. It's the craziest thing, there's no way to describe this. You guys will immediately say, you must be on LSD. No, I was not on anything. Just suddenly inside, outside is all same kind of thing. I thought this lasted 10-15 minutes. When I came back to my normal sense, about 4.5 hours had passed. For the first time in my adult life, tears. Me and tears were impossible, I was like that. But here I am, my shirt is wet, to that extent I'm in tears. Every cell in my body is bursting with ecstasy. I don't know what's happening. By then I've become a super skeptic, by 11, 12 I'm a, confirmed atheist, by 12, 13 I've read Marx and Engels and stuff, I'm fully there, that kind of thing. I did not grow up on any spirituality, I grew up on Dostoevsky, Camus, Kafka, this kind of European literature. So I have no context to tell me what's happening to me. Only thing my skeptical mind can say is that maybe you're going off your rocker. When I ask my closest friends, something is happening to me, I'm just bursting with ecstasy all the time. Hey, come on now, what did you pop? Did you find mushrooms in the hill? This happened, that happened. I knew there was no point talking to anybody, but I knew I had hit a gold mine, that I didn't want to lose it. In about 6 to 8 weeks, it became my normal experience. And then I thought I'll figure this out, what is happening, and I paid attention to this to various levels. Then I found if I don't touch my psychological process, if I keep my hands off my mind, suddenly within minutes, every cell in my body goes into an absolutely blissful state. I thought, this is it, you don't have to do anything. You sit here and it'll burst out. If you don't do anything, it'll burst out. I thought this is my discovery. And I sat down and made a plan. I was 25. Now, older people will say, no fool like a young fool. Of course, younger people say, no fool like an old fool. I was a young fool. So I thought, in 2.5 years' time, I made a plan. In 2.5 years' time, on that day the world's population was around 4.87, something like that. I said, I will make the whole world blissful. Who would not want it? Who wouldn't want to burst into ecstasy, and it doesn't cost anything? If you simply sit here, it'll go boom. Who wouldn't want it? See, here I am, 43 years, huh? Still 7 days of the week, 365 days working. People say we've touched over 2 billion people, but that's not my idea of the world. The world's population has gone to 8.4. So I will die of failure, not a frustrated failure, a blissful failure.
Well, let me ask you, so in listening to that, because I'm a born skeptic, we've done shows about motivation, whatever, and then I've watched a lot of your videos with you coming in. And one of the ones, you hit the word plan, and the thing that resonated with me huge was that you can't plan, because when you plan, it's just an exaggeration of today, because you haven't experienced all this other stuff. So how can you make a decision about what's going to happen when you don't have the input?
It's not about what I say, isn't it so?
You don't have the intel, correct?
See, if I say this, people will think I have some kind of a nation prejudice, but let me say it anyway. See, this is an European malice, that you think your thought is everything. Because they lived under such serious imposition of religious dogma upon them at one point, a few centuries at least. When they broke through that, or when they broke that in some way, and they could think for themselves and speak their thoughts out, they thought this is the great enlightenment age. That never happened in Asia. No dogma was ever imposed upon us. There is no such thing as a religious dogma, there is a book that you have to believe. There is no such thing, we can debate anything, even if God comes, we will argue with him. This is the nature of our culture, okay? So, we never gave any significance to human thought, because human thought is essentially recycling of the data that you already hold.
Right.
Permutations and combinations of it, but still the same data. If you want new data, you have to enhance your perception, otherwise you don't have new data, it's the same data. That fundamental thing is not understood, we are going on analyzing human thought and trying to find something valuable there. It's like if you go through the trash can, you will find little bit of nourishment maybe. Yesterday unfortunately I saw a young man, sieving through the trash can to find some food. I thought that's terrible here in United States, but he will find some nourishment. So similarly, if you sieve through your mind, you may find something here and there. That's not the point. It's the same old garbage, isn't it?
Well, that, like I said, it resonated with me, because you can't see, just like you say, you can't see you because you're holding the mirror to the world, you're behind the mirror. So you can never see how you fit in, so you're not really getting a true picture. So that's what resonates the most with me, this illusion of what's out there. But I said to Jason, I'm curious, do people come to you for truth, or do they come to you for comfort? What is it? You have so many followers. What do they want? What do they want to come away from?
What do people want from you? That's a fascinating question, because I see people look at you as a messianic figure, and I believe
Don't
I
say
know that that's I know
that
that that's
next
not
thing
something.
is you want to get the woodwork ready.
Yeah,
Huh?
I know that's not your intent, because I've heard you speak
No,
to that.
I'm saying you'll get the woodwork ready for me. Huh?
But what do you find people come to you for the most?
So I must tell you, in 1982, when I started sharing this, the initial burst of people were seeking truth. Then when it became reasonably popular, then 80% of them came for health. But today, once again, today means in the last, let's say 12-15 years' time, only about 6 to 8% come for health. Rest are all coming to find some solution to themselves. They understand that on the surface, whatever solace you create for yourself, you tell yourself good things, somebody tells you good things, these things last for 5–10 minutes and they're gone. They want a solution. What kind of solution is… why are they coming in these numbers? Because I give them a simple method, a scientific method with which we have proved this now in the Beth Israel Hospital, which is the teaching hospital for Harvard Medical School, that your endocannabinoids go up 270%. That means without going to the marijuana shop, you're always smoked. Why I'm keeping my glasses on is because my eyes look always stoned, never touched a substance, always stoned. There's a mountain of marijuana inside. You're plucking weeds which cows should be eating. Hello? What is for herbivorous animals? You're eating that one. No, here there is… this is a treasure trove of experiences. All human experience is created from within you, isn't it? Joy or misery, pain and pleasure, agony and ecstasy, everything happening from within you. When it's happening from within you, why aren't you taking charge of that? This is a chemical soup. Now, if I give both of you same soup ingredients and you go separately and make a soup, do you believe both of your soups will taste exactly the same?
Surely not.
He's a skeptic, so I'm sure it'll be bitter. So, all of us come with the same ingredients. How good are you? Are you a good cook or a lousy cook? That's a thing. So this is a science. As there is a science and technology to create external well-being, there is a whole science and technology to create inner well-being. But it's a subjective science. It needs to be approached in a different way. Right now, one of the greatest losses that has happened, we've also found benefits to it, but we could have still had the benefits without the losses if we had approached this sensibly, is approaching everything objectively, as if you're an object. So if I take a scalpel and dissect you, will I find something in your funny in your liver?
Probably. In mine, yes, absolutely.
I'm saying you will find nothing except gore, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it is… if you want to know this, it's only by subjectivity you can know this, not by objective observation you will know this. So we are trying to create subjective elements of life, study subjective elements of life in an objective manner and arrive at silly conclusions, which these conclusions we keep changing every 2 years and we say scientific advancement is happening. No advancement is happening. Scientific advancement is not happening, technological advancements are happening. We are benefiting from the technology, so we are taking all the bull. But actually there is no scientific per se advancement happening. Whatever happened to a certain extent in the initial phase happened. After that, what is the scientific advancement? It is technological advancement, isn't it?
Yeah.
From what we know, we are creating more things.
So because I have not studied the inner engineering, I want to make sure I understand what you're saying. The program inner engineering that you offer is more or less a methodological, scientific approach to achieving this sort of internal
Otherwise, how would it
bliss.
work for millions of people? Say, I am not offering any miracles to them. The greatest miracle is you, your mind, yourself. The whole human mechanism is a great miracle. Instead of seeing how to work that, you're looking for miracles, which are… I just wrote a poem day before yesterday, I hope they bring it, I can read it for you. Can you, Rohit?
They're coming.
Anyway, we can do that. So, everything that human beings have done, let's say this camera, who produced this? It's just a piece of this mind, isn't it? A spacecraft, what is it? It's just another drop of this mind. The intelligence that is there in this, here and there a few drops are spilling and we are finding benefit from that. So for this there is a fundamental science. In terms of fundamental sciences, nothing… I'm sorry, I need some water next to me. Nothing fundamentally has changed in the last 10-15 years, isn't it so?
In what way?
Outside of
Scientific
outside of technology, you mean?
technology is evolving, that's a different matter.
Yeah.
See, real science, the fundamental science is physics, all right? What leaps and bounds have you taken in physics in the last 30-40 years?
None that I'm aware of.
Yes, you have not actually, because you have hit a wall. By observation, by objective observation, how far you can go, you have reached there. So today, some of the top scientists are openly saying, we not only do not know, we cannot know with the methodology we are employing. See, right now, everything that you have seen, do you see me right now?
Yes.
Use your finger and point out where I am.
Right there.
You got it all wrong. You know, I'm a mystic from southern India, don't you underestimate this. Light is falling upon me, reflecting, going through your lenses, inverted image of the retina, you know the whole story. Where do you see me right now? Within yourself. Where do you hear me? Within yourself. Where have you seen the whole world? Within yourself. So you know the existence only the way it reflects within you. So without exploring this, if you explore that, it's a huge misunderstanding. But because we are able to produce technology, it's useful. I'm not trying to in any way debase science. It's a fantastic thing that happened to human beings, no question, all right? I'm not saying anything negative about science. All I'm saying is, our observation is our observation, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Even what is light and darkness is different for different creatures on this planet. We are thinking… I was just talking to an astronaut a few weeks ago in the Harvard conference. I said, why do you imagine that if some alien will come? See, first of all, it's your idea. First of all, your identity with your planet which makes somebody an alien. You know, initially when I came to United States, in the immigration line, they made me stand in the resident alien. It's marked resident alien, have you seen?
I have.
I looked around, there were a whole lot of people standing in the queue. It looked like I was the only one who fits the description. Everybody else is cut themselves, straightened out, whatever they've done to themselves. I'm the only one who looks like an alien.
So they got you in the right line, the right line.
I was in the right line, what about all
What
these
about
guys?
everybody else? Exactly.
My problem is all those who are ahead of me who don't look like aliens, they're just blocking my way, aren't they? Let me read this to you.
Please.
It's called Miracle of Mind. Forever humans have stood up ingenious miracles and blamed God for such baseless absurdities. If one peels their eyes and pays attention to the tiniest parts of life, miracle unfolds in hordes. Miracles unfold in hordes. Do you have an eye for a dragonfly, or a grasshopper, or a blade of grass, or try a galaxy? Above all, you cook up miracles in your mind. Did you pause to wonder the miracle of mind? Everything is manufactured within you and you think it's true. If you sit with an owl and have an argument as to which is light and which is darkness, where do you think it'll go? Endless argument. Who do you think is right? If you're a fanatic, you will say, I'm right, owl is wrong. If you've given up on yourself, you say, owl is right, I'm wrong. Or you will say both. If you're saying both, either you belong to the diplomatic corps or you have a successful marriage.
True. Let me ask you a question about the world is now addicted to validation. So I'm curious. So and you
Don't
have
say
so
the
many
world. A bunch of young people in California.
No, I
Don't
think
make them the whole
validation.
world.
Don't you think validation is becoming epidemic at this point? That people are looking because it's so easy
See,
to
validation was always important for human beings, unfortunately for a lot of human beings. But These are all human beings who don't know what they're doing. They wanted validation, a son wants validation from his father, a woman wants validation from her husband, children want validation from their parents. Like this, it's been there. Today, because of social contact, where what used to be a local gossip has become a global
Right.
phenomena,
Yep.
because of that it looks large, but fundamentally it's the same thing, isn't it?
It is, but because of the access, it also causes a lot of negativity out there because you can now constantly see
Why
and,
should it?
and compare.
See, right now, if you don't validate me, I can switch off my phone. But if you are my father, I can't turn you off.
But do people come to you? So do your followers come to you for? Is there a validation
Me?
expectancy there that they're seeking that you have to then let them know? No, you're not coming here for any kind of validation.
I'm terrible at those things. Nobody will find any validation from me because this is not about boosting your confidence. This is about bringing clarity. Confidence is a false bridge, a non-existent bridge across a chasm. If you know there is no bridge, you will slowly cross it according to your own strengths and capabilities. If you imagine a bridge, you know where you're going. Confidence is that kind of thing. Confidence without clarity is the greatest disaster that human beings have suffered in the past and still suffering.
It's interesting because I read a thing about politicians and about leaders, etc., that said that the one thing they all have in common to have people follow them is certainty. If you present with certainty, whether it's wrong or right,
See, that is what it is.
people tend to follow, and I get your thoughts on that.
See, the thing is, I can say this is it. It could be wrong. So if it's wrong, what are the chances? 50%. So if you… between the both of you, you ask two different things about the same thing, I will say something, one of you will stay with me. This is a disgraceful way of conducting humanity. Unfortunately, we've been doing… Let me tell you a little story, shall I?
Please.
Shall I tell you a story?
Please.
There was an Indian doctor, family doctor, and he was retiring. His son also, a doctor, he's handing over his family practice to him. And the son was little apprehensive. Father, one of your greatest things has been… because people… family doctor means those days there were no separate gynecs, this, that, no specialists. One doctor is everything, you know. When people came for delivery, women came, pregnant women came, you always predicted right. Boy means boy, girl means girl, you never went wrong. I don't have such capabilities, how do I run this practice? He said, come here, and he took him into the office and showed him a register. He said, whoever comes, she usually comes to you in second, third month. She still has 6 months of lot of stuff she will go through. She's not a regular woman. When she's pregnant for the first time, she has many things she's going through that she doesn't understand, the changes in her body, changes in her atmosphere, so many things are happening to her which are new. So, you tell her, you will have a boy child, but in the register you write a girl child. After 9.5 months when it happens, if the lady says, if she had a girl and she says, you said a boy but I had a girl, you open the register and show that it was a girl, that you wrote down it's a girl on that day. You'll always be right. So this is confidence, trickery, all right? Clarity is a different thing. People come to me for clarity, not to build confidence. I don't want confident idiots. Only an idiot will be confident because you know nothing about this universe. It is like if you treat this universe or this cosmos as a 1,000,000-piece jigsaw, you find 5 pieces and you say, this is a bear. All right, this is our idea. This is a wrong way to approach life.
I have to tell you, they always say don't try not to meet people that you admire, or have been impactful for you, because they'll only disappoint you.
Am I disappointing you? I'm sorry.
No. What I delight in about you, there is, if people listen to you long enough, there is a simplicity and a clarity to what you talk about, and what is different about you than I find from other people who profess to try and help others find clarity is that they are humorless about it, and you have a joyfulness and a humor when in your presentations.
Let me put it this way. I know this is a common thing people say, your sense of humor. See, humor is not a quality like that. Maybe in your profession, you have to be like that, you're an actor, that's a different matter. But I'm saying, if you're joyful, your expression will be joyful and people will label it as humor. If you're not joyful, then you have not tasted life, you're a psychological case. You don't understand, you're here just for a blip. You're just a pop-out from this planet, you'll pop up and you'll pop out.
Right.
For a microsecond in the life of this universe, all right? And in this universe or in this cosmos, even the solar system is a speck. In that, planet Earth is a microspeck. In that, California is a super speck. In that, Los Angeles is a super microspeck. In that, you're a big man. This is a serious problem. With this problem, you become serious.
Yeah.
You're serious means you know nothing about life. You just are a psychological case. You think what's happening in your mind is real. I'm saying what's happening in your mind is manufactured by you, made up by you, isn't it? Hello? It's made up by you. And why are you taking the drama that you are writing seriously? You could write it any way you want.
One of the things that I believe I hear you saying, you seem, and I'm sure you've lived, certainly at least before the clarity that you're working with, it seems to me most people have something in their history, something in their past that brings them a sense of guilt, shame, embarrassment, regret. And when I hear you speak, you don't believe that should have weight, or what I think I hear you saying is that is something we create. If I have hurt someone, I understand that that has happened, it has informed me, I will make choices about my behavior in the future. But I carry shame and regret for things that impact my ability to be blissful and joyful.
You've been hurting people then.
I have, and I'm sure I've hurt people that I'm not aware of.
Tell me, everybody have.
Yeah.
If you're at least conscious of that, it's better. Most idiots are not even conscious about it.
No, I am conscious about it, and I carry it, and it impacts my ability to be joyful and blissful at times. Is it that how do you think about perhaps the things that you might otherwise think of as shameful or regretful in your life that you seem to not be burdened by at all?
See, how you carry yourself. When I say yourself, you don't have to carry this life, it carries you, all right? Your persona, your personality, how you carry. Your personality is a fake reality that you created. It's up to you what kind of personality you want to create. People have seen me, depending on the type of work I need to do, my personality changes like that, depending on what I need to do. So, essentially, you've been given a mind with a certain volume of memory and a fantastic sense of imagination. How you want to use it is up to you. In your memory, there are right things, wrong things, good things, bad things, maybe ugly things and beautiful things. Now you want to pick the ugly thing and paint your face with that, or you want to take the beautiful things and paint your face with that, it's a choice. Now if you're ruled by ugly things, that you can't let them go, I'm telling you, you don't have to let them go, they're gone. Hello? What happened 10 minutes ago? Is it going with you here? It's only going here. Is it going with you here, I'm asking? Existentially, is it true? You're suffering and enjoying, both. You're suffering and enjoying things that don't exist.
But isn't
No, let me finish this.
Okay.
If you are suffering or enjoying things which are not here right now, which don't exist, they have very bad medical terms, I don't wish to use that on you, you're a nice guy.
But isn't the imprint or the harm that I may have caused someone traveling with me in the moment as well?
Is it?
Isn't it?
No, please tell me.
I don't… well,
When you sleep, if
yeah.
you sleep deep, is it going with you?
In that moment it is not.
It is not. So this moment, why is it going? Because you're harping on it, you're using that memory for your thought process. If I sit here, I don't have a single thought in my head, good nor bad, beautiful or ugly, nothing. What kind of life is that? That is life. Life is about experience, not about mulching the past. You can only experience what is there now. Is that true? Is that a fact? Or am I making up a philosophy for you? No, you must answer the question. Is this a
yes.
fact? You can only experience what's there now. Rest is your memory and imagination. So, memory means it's a psychological reality. Imagination also is a psychological reality. So, do you want to exist in the psychological or do you want to experience the grandeur of this creation? This is a choice. You will start delving only in your psychological reality when you take yourself too seriously. I have not taken myself too seriously, not at all seriously. If today I have to go, I will go, without looking back.
So can I add… I just want to take one more extrapolation of that. Does that extend to… now I as far as I know, I've never done anything that's criminal. When I say I've hurt people's feelings, I've hurt people's feelings, I made a mistake, I did something wrong. But
See,
does…
let's finish this also, anyway you raised it. See, criminal or not criminal is only a social reality. If you were here 1,000 years ago, if you killed 1,000 men, they called you a hero. Even today they will call you a hero if you wore the right uniform, isn't it?
Sure.
So, the crime is not a human thing, crime is a social thing. In different societies, different things are crimes, isn't it? Right now, 10 years ago, to possess marijuana was a crime. Today people are doing open business. So how… did something fundamentally change? No, society changed, isn't it?
So do you believe in people needing to address behaviors that… or what is your sense of crime and punishment? What… do you believe in it? Is there a system that makes sense to you for that?
See, the fundamental crime is this, that you think you're an individual. When, if you have to exist here, what you exhale, the tree has to inhale, what the tree exhales, you have to inhale. It's not just on the act of respiration, at every level. If you pay enough attention, even at the subatomic level, there is a massive exchange happening. But you think you're separate. Or let's not go that far, that's too scientific. Let's understand this much. Were you born like this? This shape and size?
No.
No. You were like this. You became like this. How?
Through physical properties and biological properties and…
Food.
yeah.
Don't go all off the mark.
Okay.
It's only food which is sitting here like this, isn't it? What is food? A piece of this planet. The soil that you walk upon is food. And that food you consumed, you became like this. One day if they put this body back into the earth, this becomes earth or no? Unless in California they're putting them in concrete boxes, you can't go back to earth. It's the greatest disservice you're doing. Because as far as I'm concerned, that is the only eco-friendly thing most people do, at least when they die. But that also you're preventing effectively. Anyway, leaving that aside, so what you call as myself, which is essentially physiological and psychological process. Physiology is accumulation of food, psychology is accumulation of impressions from the world around you, yes or no?
Yes.
So what you think is me is a fake idea. It's an illusory way of looking at life. Once you made that mistake, everything is wrong, that is the crime. Once you made that crime, you can think of killing somebody, you can think of doing this, you can think of doing that. Otherwise, if you experience life as it is, are you breathing? Though you have a fake plant here, it doesn't breathe. You're putting this fake guy next to me, he doesn't breathe. I wish he was breathing.
That's Howie Mandel's fault. You can talk to him about that.
So, are you breathing right now?
Yes.
Yes. So are you transacting with everything in this atmosphere?
Yes.
Yes. Without the transaction, can you exist?
No.
No. So without air, without food, without water, without all this exchange that's happening, you couldn't exist for a moment. But you think you're an individual. Once you create that fake narrative, you suffer many things. And I'm saying if you live in such untruth, one must suffer. That may sound very uncompassionate, but I'm telling you, if you… There is a simple thing in yoga, we say the litmus test is like this. If you're in truth, there is no suffering in you. If there is suffering in you, there is no truth in you. How far away from truth you are shows how deeply you suffer.
So, interestingly, every day I wake up in the morning and I write, "Be here now." Every day.
Every day?
Every day I write, "Be here now," and I'm never here now. I'm trying to be 100% here now. Joan Rivers…
No, you don't have to try. Anyway, you're now only.
I know I'm only here except in my head. The joke that Joan Rivers always told was she doesn't count sheep at night. She counts worst case scenarios. My head, my thing is that I go to worst case scenario. I create, as many people do, situations that don't exist, that could exist, that seem possible to exist, that seem just around the corner. And I know that it prevents you from being 100% present. Meditation, I'm that guy who can't sit
No,
that
don't
long.
go there. I'll give you a commercial
Go ahead.
idea. Because if you have all this worst case scenario, for the next Halloween season, you can make a lot of movies, you can write. Horror
Make
stories.
them scary, stay there. But if you know that they're there, how do you stay are you 100% present all of the time? Are you here right now 100% and you manage to be able to do that all the time and stay in that place?
See, you're making it like it's some kind of a difficult thing, I'm standing on a pinpoint, wow, this moment I'm standing. See, that's because you're looking at it intellectually. I know in America, particularly in California, but I think it's all over, everybody's saying, be in the moment, be in the moment. I'm asking you, please be somewhere and show me one moment. Please be somewhere else. Can you?
Be somewhere else?
Yeah. Don't be in this moment, be somewhere
No,
else.
it's hard. Well, I can't show you that I'm somewhere.
No, can you be?
No.
You cannot be. Then what are you trying to be in this moment anyway? You're here only.
But it's an effort.
No, this is because you're misunderstanding your psychological reality as existential. It is not. Let me put it this way. You know, there is an English term, building castles in the air. Suppose you built castles in the air, like you guys have built something here. I know that's not real brick. Brick by brick, you built a castle. I'll admire your imagination, fantastic imagination you have. But after some time, if you start living in that castle, then I say you're neurotic. After some time you start believing it's true, then we say you're neurotic. You start living in it, then we say you're psychotic. But the problem is, a third guy comes and starts collecting rent for that castle. I am not that guy. Usually they're called psychiatrist or other psychic and whatever. I am not that guy who collects rent for a non-existent castle. I pull down their castle. But still people are coming, that's thanks to their wisdom, isn't it?
You make it, yeah. Well,
Sadhguru, I know that you're deeply involved with Save the Soil and other environmental projects. I almost feel ridiculous asking this question because you wouldn't do anything that you thought was hopeless. But many people are very pessimistic. They do not believe that humanity is on a course where we're going to produce a positive result. You are deeply engaged in something that is vital, and that if we don't produce a positive result, we're going to suffer a very negative result. So I guess my question is, since you are profoundly in reality, should we be optimistic about humanity, given the state of the world? Should we be optimistic that we can save our planet, save ourselves, save ourselves? You see more of the world than I do, and you deal with people in all walks of life. I think if you took a survey of most of the people around me, you would find there's a real pessimism and a real despair that we do not have the capacity as a species to
when
get
you
out
have
of
a
this.
plastic tree next to you, you've given up, I can understand. Because if you keep a real one, you have to care for it. You have to take care of it, you have to carry that guy into the sun, you have to bring him back. All this you have to do. So it's very soon, in the next probably 3-4 years' time, everybody will have a robotic dog. They'll even take him for a walk. He doesn't need to walk, it's unnecessary for him.
Yeah.
But they'll even take him for a walk, because the dog walk is not about the dog, it's about to show your neighbor how sweet my dog is and how obedient it is and everything. And he won't pee on the lamppost, all right? All that. So, the thing is this, if you imagine things in a positive way, you're called optimistic. If you imagine things in a negative way, you're called pessimistic. If you see things just the way you are, you get branded as mystic. Why do you want to be so many things? Why don't you just be a piece of life which you are, alive and active, and all you can do is do your bloody best? That's about it. So these people who are pessimistic and optimistic, maybe both of them, they have no idea about the size of the problem, nature of the problem, nature of the solution either. They have no idea. They just want to project things, they're what's happening in their mind. Negativity is in their mind, they project one way. Unnecessary enthusiasm about things that they don't know a damn thing about, they project optimistic things. No. The thing is this, the nature of life is such, life, every piece of life, including a microorganism, all of them striving to live. If you give them a helping hand, they will rise. If you don't, they will go down. Right now, we have put them to a disadvantage by doing many inappropriate or absolutely dastardly things, let me put it that way. So because of this, there seems to be an issue. Everybody says when I come to California, first I came here for the Save Soil movement, though the movement was not launched in United States, it was in Europe, Asia and other parts of the world. We did not launch it here because the movement is not aimed at fixing one farm here, one farm there. The movement is aimed at changing the policy. Why is it important? It's like this, see in this town right now, if you go to the old part of the town, there are houses joined to each other, built together, you know. They have no idea of a window, only one way in, one way out. They built homes like this. Why? Because there were no laws, no urban laws, people built whichever way they wanted. Today there is a law Within the city, if you have, let's say, 100,000 square feet here, maybe you can build one 60,000 or 70,000 square feet, you must leave the setbacks, this much, that much, whatever for yourself, your neighbor, all this. If you build more than that, somebody will come and demolish it. But if you have 100 acres of agricultural land today, and in the next 10 years, you turn it into a desert, nobody will ask you because there is no law. I'm saying bring a law. Agricultural land means, as per the UN recommendations, minimum 3% organic content should be there. Organic content, 3% minimum. That's not an average in a single country on the planet. This is a shame. Not a single nation on the planet. The highest is in northwestern Europe, which is 2.4%. That's because they till the land only 4 months in a year. Rest of the time it's under snow. It's not because of human understanding or capacity to do things. Nature has made sure largely it's under the snow. When it comes out, it's rich and nice because things have multiplied. In southern Europe, it's 1.1%. Below 1% is considered desertification, but this is the condition of southern Europe. If you go to Africa, it's 0.3%, it's death. Why do you think people are migrating the way they're migrating? If you scratch the land, you can't even grow your food. If you just don't go by me, just look at the Google Maps. 2003 is probably the first map. Today, look at it 2025. Over 12 to 15%, the desert has grown south. Okay? In 20 years or 25 years' time, nearly 15% extra desert has happened. Anywhere between 10 to 15% to 100%, it is so. India is 0.64%. We have 1.4 billion population. We have 4.1% of the world's land and 17.2% of the world's population, and it is 0.64%. This, disaster in the waiting. But Indian government, federal government is implementing the safe soil policies in a big way. Still the states have to catch up, at least in policy it's come. In action, budget, last year they allocated some $2.4 billion, that's nothing for a country of that size. They need to do much more. But once there is policy is there that soil must be revived, it's a question of money and effort, it will happen. Just 5 days ago, after 3 years of sustained effort, 5 days ago, European Union voted for safe soil policies. 5 days ago. Chinese are doing a fantastic job. United States, of course, we are beyond all those things. We don't do any of those things.
Can I ask you, because people listening may not understand exactly what you're speaking about, but this is farming that keeps tilling the soil over and over and over again for certain crops that depletes the nutrition, correct?
I'll make it very simple. Yeah. See, in your body, over 60% of your body is microorganisms. Only 40% is your parental genetics. Over 60% is microorganisms, in numbers if you take it. In soil, in good topsoil, in tropical lands, if you take a handful of soil, there is 6 to 8 billion organisms in a handful of soil. 50 to 75,000 species in one handful of soil. The largest living system not upon this planet, in the known universe, is the topsoil on this planet. And on average, topsoil is only 18 to 20 inches, just this much. This is the largest living system in the universe. This is what is feeding us. 95% of the food that we eat is coming from this directly. Indirectly, 100% is coming from the soil, all right? Now what is happening? In the last 40 to 50 years, maybe in the Western nations in about 75 years, we've slowly brought in machinery to till the soil. We've removed all the trees. Farmland means plain open. We need these organisms, unlike others, unlike the present-day human beings, they still eat only organic food. They need either plant litter, the tree litter, or they need animal waste. Just go and see the farms, not just in US, everywhere in the world. Just see what is a modern farm. Not a single tree, not a single animal. And machines don't shit, we must know this.
That's a good statement. The machines don't shit.
Yes, machines don't shit. They shit into the air, which is not good.
Not good.
They need to shit into the soil.
Right.
That's what the animals were doing. No animals, no trees. In about 35–40 years' time, you run out of organic material. So essentially, we are starving out all the microorganisms, which is the fundamental of life on this planet.
So can we change what's the first thing that you propose? That you change crops?
I'll come. First of all, we must understand, we are not the fundamental life. We are the flower of life, evolutionary process if you look at it. The fundamental life is microorganisms, even within us, in the soil, in everything. They are the prime organisms. So based on that, life is built on this planet, whether it's a tree or an animal or a bird or an insect or a human being, majority of it is run by the microorganisms. But in the soil, they're depleting, and soil is the bank, is the federal bank of microorganisms, is the soil. That is weakening. How long will your economy last? Now, as it weakens, the nutritional value, when we say nutrition, we think 5–10 minerals, this, that, not like that. The strength is coming from the soil, this is soil. Will we get it now or one day we'll get it from the maggots when it's too late? Right now if we get it, we can do something about it. This is what we're trying to do. Not about you fixing your backyard, farm, little bit of garden, very cute, but it's not going to be a solution. It's not a solution. The solution is we have to make a policy. Like in Los Angeles city, if you build a building more than what you should build, they'll come and demolish it. The same thing should be done. Initially, it can't be punitive because farmers' economy is very fragile. It has to be incentivized.
Right.
That whoever increases their organic content, they must be incentivized, both by the government and in the marketplace. So you can make it like this. For example, a California orange. Have I got the size right?
That's about right.
California orange, if you ate it in 1920, what nourishment you got from that? Today, if you have to get the same nourishment, you have to eat 8 oranges. Has there been a day when you ate 8 oranges?
Not lately.
But you would have turned orange, I would have known if you had eaten. Your color would have changed, I'm saying. So
It's that diminished, wow.
that much diminishing has happened. So, can you put it back by adding more fertilizer? No. Fertilizer can do a little boost. It can't run the whole thing. The soil has to be alive. First of all, we have to understand we're removing the fundamentals of life process on this planet. We're removing that. In United States, what's the problem? The advantage is the land and population pressure is not very high, it's very good. For 340 million, you have a vast amount of land, so there should not be much pressure. But you know, you want to play the global game, so there is pressure. One thing that we have done is, we have plowed west of Mississippi. East of Mississippi is different kind of land. West of Mississippi is grasslands. Why some places a grassland is? Because the wind force is so high, no standing tree or plant can be there, only grass can be there. That's the reason why it's a grassland, because the wind force is very high. Now in this grassland, you plowed. You heard of the 1930 Dust Bowls? But recently, did you hear about in Illinois, all the highways were closed because of the soil covering up? I think 1 or 2 lives were lost, the highways were blocked because of the soil. I'm telling you, over 50% of the American topsoil is in Atlantic. They recognized the Dust Bowl because it covered up Manhattan. The building stopped the soil, and that was in millions of tons. What was not stopped by the buildings is all in Atlantic. You can't go and measure how much soil is gone. As per the studies, it says over 50% of the American topsoil is in the Atlantic. If you continue to plow this without any kind of natural, vegetation upon it, your soil will fly. And as the temperatures increase, this is something… I know if I say this, people say, where is the study? Okay, you study. See, we can study after we are dead how we died, all right? The thing is, if temperature rises by 1 degree centigrade on the planet, the wind speeds on the planet will increase anywhere between 15 to 25 kilometers per hour. This is already happening. Sub-Saharan sand is all landing up in southern Europe. Southern Romania is covered in sand, Azerbaijan is covered in sand, because the speed of the wind as it increases, it carries more and more desert. Who will believe this, that 10,000 years ago, Saudi Arabia was a lush rainforest? You going to believe me or no? It was, check it out. It was a lush rainforest. See what it is today. It's a harsh desert. But they are growing 54% of their food requirement in the desert. But they are spending… to grow a tomato, they will spend $500 because long term it'll pay. But no other country can do that because farm economy is very, very, fragile.
So what do we change? So how do we do it?
The thing is, see, right now we are working with over 250,000 farmers as a part of reviving a particular river in southern India. We've brought in what is called as tree-based agriculture. So part of it is trees, the income goes up. Farmers' incomes in 6 to 8 years' time goes up anywhere between 300 to 800%. But initially when he's changing over, a little bit of assistance is needed at least for 2 years. So 2 years we got subsidies from some of the state governments for them. Now they're doing and thriving very well, 300 to 800% growth in their income.
So it's an investment, it's not wasted money to save something, it's a turnaround.
Not at all, it is a fantastic investment. You will eat healthy, see, for 340 million people, you're spending 4.2 trillion as healthcare. That means that you're eating badly. I almost… when I come to United States, just in any public place, I just can't eat that food. If I just touch it, I know this is not a thing to be eaten.
So you bring your own… you have your own food?
Yes.
Are you're vegetarian?
Huh? Yes.
So you have healthy vegetables with you everywhere you go?
Vegetables are there if you're willing to source it. Even here it is there. But I'm saying commercially what is bought and eaten by people is untouchable. You can't try… I can never travel an American airline because they're throwing the, the dog parts at you.
Wow. I'm curious, what's your day? Do you get up, do you have family that you talk to? Do you have a cousin Ernie who calls because he's always a problem? And somebody says, can you give him some free advice because that's what you do? I mean, how much external stuff gets into you every day and how much stuff do you keep out?
Only one cousin, I have millions.
There goes a lot of
And they're all Ernie, by the way.
But do you keep as much input? Do you carry a phone? Do you carry a computer? Do you look at tech?
Computer dropped out, iPad dropped out, now it's all phone because phone does everything.
Yeah.
That's literally my office. And I have 4 physical offices managed by different people in different parts of the world. India has SGO1, SGO2, SGO3, here is SGO4. Different people manage this. Work is going on 24 hours of the day.
Is there something that gets to you? Is there the thing that you, as
Oxygen
good as you
gets
are,
me.
as focused as you are…
Normally oxygen gets me, here I'm having little trouble.
Yeah, well, welcome to Los Angeles.
But there's nothing that creeps up on you during the day or a thing that surprises even you that you still haven't been able to…
Oh, I'm going to answer. Everything surprises him. Because he assumes… I'm speaking for you now.
Why are you speaking for him? He's
Because
sitting
I
there.
listen
got him
all the
to
time.
ask.
I listen.
I listen too.
He thinks I'm a video.
I know that he knows a lot, but he will tell you, I know nothing.
No, see, it's not like that.
See,
that's
not like that.
misunderstood.
Well, don't answer for him.
What
We're sitting here. Why am I not talking? Why am I talking to you? I know you. You have no answers.
That's the only thing you've said that's right.
And zero in 30 years if you help me with any
No,
insight.
you can ask him anything about marine biology, don't ask anything
That's
else.
marine biology.
And architecture.
That's an architecture. That's exactly right. But
see,
go ahead. What did you get
let
wrong?
me put it this way. See, the only thing I know is, I know this piece of life from its origin to its ultimate nature. And unfortunately or fortunately, that's all you know too, but you think you know so many things. You know everything only the way it happens within you, isn't it? You think this is color red because that's the way it's happening within you. If a dog comes, it doesn't see any red in me. You know this? If a grasshopper comes, I don't know how many more things he sees. The guy is looking at us like with disdain, that much I can see. I've observed that guy with all this, parabolic eyes, he just looks at you in such disdain with these kind of stupid eyes. What are you seeing? So, you also know only what happens within you, but you don't pay attention to that because you think what's happening on the television screen is real. It is not. It all happens here. So, I paid attention to this. I know what happens here, from the beginning to end. That's all I know. And fortunately, the whole universe happens the same way, in much more complexity maybe, but fundamentally same way. It's like this, let me put it this way. So today, we are chlorinating the water that we drink, not me. That's why I carry my own bottle, because it's not chlorinated. Why are we chlorinating? Because it kills the bacteria. What we need to understand is, the way the life is made upon this planet is, the way bacteria is made, the way amoeba is made and the way you are made is only a question of complexity and sophistication. Fundamentally, it is the same life. So if a drop of chlorine can kill this bacteria, you need a bigger dosage. If you drink a bottle, you will die. But you think slowly poisoning yourself is good for you. For whatever reason, such an idea came. It's science supposed to be. This is why I said, the real science is one thing. Scientists who are profoundly involved in science is one thing. All these WhatsApp PhDs in science are a different people altogether, okay? They all… on their phone they became PhDs in science. I don't take them seriously. So what makes you think you can poison your water and drink it and be healthy? Just stupid. But we are doing that across the world and we think we're great. So this is why I said you don't know anything other than what happens within you. Even the universe, you know only the way it happens. No, I looked at it on the telescope. Even through the telescope, you saw it only the way you see it. Put a grasshopper and show him, he may see something else. Hello? So, the only thing that you know is this, pain and pleasure, this, light and darkness, this, agony and ecstasy, this. There is nothing else you know, but you imagine you know things. I know I only know this, so I paid enough attention to this to know this very well, nothing else.
When it comes to yoga, when I think of yoga…
Oh, you're thinking of becoming like a leftover noodle.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the thing I cannot do. I have tried it many times, my body is not happy with you. When you talk about yoga, you are not simply talking about postures and asanas.
So let me explain this clearly, because particularly in this part of the world where we are sitting right now, there's such a huge misunderstanding about what it is. Yoga means… the word yoga literally means union. Union means two things have become one. What are the two things? Today modern science, physics is trying to prove there are no two things, it's all one thing. One big phenomena that you call as creation. Yes? I'm making it simplistic, but that's all it is. Essentially, that's all they're trying to say. It's all one big burst of energy happening in so many different ways. When it dissolves, it again becomes the same thing, again from the same thing, new creations will come up and go back, all this stuff. So there's only one thing. Who made up two things? You. Because Creation gave you a certain cerebral capability, you took it so seriously. You think you are two, you are a separate world by yourself. You are a whole world by yourself, bigger than the cosmos, isn't it? See, today, I have information. In this entire cosmos, no two galaxies changed lanes and hit each other, a big disaster, nothing like that happened. No planets either collided, nothing, everything is on lane, in line. Everything is going great in such a massive cosmos where you don't know which is the beginning, which is the end, and neither the people who claim to be men of science know where it begins, where it ends, nor people who claim to be men of God know where it begins, where it ends, am I correct? Huh? Nobody knows where it begins, where it ends. Everything is going fine. But one little nasty thought is going on in your head, your cousin called you, and it's a bad day. Arey, where is the perspective to life? So, if you understand this division of what is me and what is you, what is me and what is the rest of the universe, has been caused by your psychological activity, just imagination going wild. So yoga means in your experience two became one. Now the science of yoga is the methodology as to how to make that happen in a systemic way. What happened to me, people can say, oh, it's just you. Well, very easily, the way, many things are, very easily we don't have that culture, so we don't do that, nor will I ever do that because truth is the ultimate authority, not me or anything. So we don't do that, otherwise, if you can do something simple that other people cannot do, you can claim you are a messenger of God. Or you can claim you're the sun, or you can claim you're himself. It'll work. Hello? If you can do something that other people cannot do, which I can do many things that other people cannot do. So, the important thing is to set up a system that say, what looks like magic, what looks like a miracle, there is a process to it. See, 1,000 years ago, if I gave you a light bulb, which could light up, and you held it in your hand and said, let there be light, and boom, it came up, you can claim I'm a messenger, son or God himself. People would believe you or no?
Sure.
Just a light bulb. Today the problem is everybody knows if you touch the switch, the light will come on. If they did not know, just with this light, you could have been God himself. So what is a miracle or what seems to be a miracle depends upon how ignorant you are, isn't it? But the problem is, that's why I read that poem to you, the problem is you're missing the greatest miracle, which can cause all those miracles. For everything there is a process. Like someone said, I forget the name, he said, one man's magic is another man's engineering. This is inner engineering, what I'm talking about.
Yes.
This looks like magic to other people, somebody's ailment went away, this went away, that went away, this happened, that happened, life is transformed. Is this magic? No, it's engineering. You can engineer your system in such a way that it works the way you want. I'm asking you a simple question. If your mind and your body took instructions from you, health, peace, joy, blissfulness, ecstasy, would it be a natural process of life? Yes or no? All that needs to happen is, your faculties have to take instructions from you. Now you're talking about this, how to be in this moment. I'm asking, how not to be in this moment, please demonstrate for one moment. Can anybody do it? You're only in this moment whether you like it or you don't like it.
Can I ask you one last question too? There's a bigger question on how do you deal with people who cause harm but believe they're doing good, truly believe that what they're doing is the right thing?
Who are you talking about?
Nobody in particular.
See, I think I'm doing good is not the point. if I do something, it should work, isn't it? And above all, if somebody is talking something, first thing is don't listen to their talk, observe them and see, has it worked for them? If it's worked for them, you must listen hard. If you see that it's not worked for that person, why the hell are you wasting your life listening to him? This is the problem in the world. This is the problem with whole lot of parents too. They're always… when the child comes, everybody thinks they must teach. What will they teach? See, between the child, let's say a 6, 7-year-old child and the parents, most of them, not all of them, most, or a large number of them, let me be nice. A large number of them, between them and their children, who is more joyful? A child, isn't it? Who should be a consultant for life? A child.
A 4-year-old.
But the moment a child comes, you want to teach. What do you want to teach? You want to teach the child things that have not worked in your life. See, you were also a child, you were also bursting with joy at one time. What happened? What has happened? That people are carrying long faces, they're depressed, they're miserable, they're this, they're that. Why? What has happened? When you were a child, nothing was in your hands and you were bursting with joy, just the life. Now, you have been committing suicide in installments, slowly, slowly.
Installment.
That… yes, see, if you are fully alive, it's fantastic. If you're dead, it's good. At least maybe for the neighbors, I'm saying, depending on who you are. But if you kill yourself slowly, step by step, that's called torture, isn't it?
Yes.
When you want to torture somebody, you don't kill them, you kill them step by step. So this is what most human beings are doing to themselves and then they're wondering what's happening. See, whether you are 5 or 100, your aliveness need not go down, isn't it? Your agility can go down, your many other physical capabilities may go down, but your aliveness need not go down till you're dead. Why are you lowering your aliveness? You think it's better, it's safer? Because of the fear of suffering, people are toning down their aliveness. But toning down aliveness is considered torture, isn't it?
Yes.
So you're in a process of self-torture and you think something else is wrong with the universe.
So now we've gotten to know each other after this brief get together. You kind of got… I love that you're committing suicide in installments is so perfect.
Because everything people do in installments, they buy a house in installments, car in installments, they're even
I
getting
can't even
married
pay
in
for my
installments.
suicide at one shot. Well,
No, they're even
wow.
getting married in installments. Suicide
right.
also is happening in installments, isn't it? You look at you look at your own picture when you are 6, 7, 8 years of age, you're like this. Slowly it became like this. This is suicide in installments.
Not now, I'm not. So thank you for your time.
Thank you.
It was
Sadhguru,
such
I'm
a
going to
pleasure.
conclude by saying, thank you. Thank you for coming today and spending time with us, but whether you somehow intended it or not, you have made a profound difference in my life. And I thank you for that. And it is a very unique, for me, kind of wisdom that you share.
So wisdom is fine, but the important thing is you must start a process. Go through the inner engineering process. There is a simple practice. If you keep that in your life, you will see without knowing what, internally everything will change. This is a derivative of my experience, it's not the other way around for me.
Right.
But for millions and millions of people, it's the magic of their life. I keep reminding them, this is not magic, it's a process which needs to be fed on a daily basis. If you put filth at the roots of this plant, it'll give out flower and fruit. Is it magic? It's the life process, isn't it?
And I know you don't mean that particular tree, because
Not
we
this
know
one.
Nothing's
that one.
up
Yeah,
on
no.
that tree, we get that.
Ladies and gentlemen,
thank
we
you.
will put up links so that you can follow Sadhguru online and find out more about the Isha Foundation
And the free
Inner
meditation app is
Engineering,
right there when you go there, if you're so
and the Soil
inclined,
Project.
right? It's up.
And thank you for the amazing works. Thank you for sharing your time with us today.
Make a miracle out of your mind. Don't make it a misery manufacturing machine.